November's here, and you might think it's too late to plant anything. But guess what? It's the perfect time to get your garden ready for next season's harvest. Stick around because today I'm going to share 20 productive crops you must plant now before it's too late. You won't want to miss these tips. I promise your future garden will thank you. Hey fellow garden enthusiasts, we all know that gardening isn't just a hobby, it's a passion. November might be getting chilly, but it's actually one of the best times to plant crops that will thrive through the colder months and set you up for an incredible harvest. If you're tired of waiting until spring to start planting, this video is for you. In today's video, I'm going to take you through 20 crops that you can still plant in November to boost your garden. Before we jump in, if you're new here or if you love gardening as much as I do, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my weekly tips. You won't want to miss out on more awesome gardening secrets that'll help your garden thrive all year long. Alright, enough chit-chat, let's dive into the 20 most productive crops you should be planting this November. Trust me, your garden will thank you next year. Let's start with one of the easiest yet most rewarding crops to plant in November, garlic. This little bulb may seem unassuming, but it's one of the hardest working plants in the garden. Garlic thrives when planted in the fall because it requires a cold period to develop strong, flavorful cloves for harvest in late spring or early summer. You see, when you plant garlic in November, it goes through a natural dormancy period over the winter, and once the soil warms up, it begins to sprout and grow vigorously, giving you a fantastic yield by summer. Plant your garlic in a sunny spot with well-drained soil. Break apart the garlic bulbs into individual cloves and plant them about 2 inches deep with the flat side down and the pointed tip facing up. Space each clove about 4 inches apart to give them plenty of room to grow. To protect your garlic through the winter, add a thick layer of mulch on top. This will keep the soil temperature steady and prevent frost from damaging the cloves. Garlic isn't just great for flavoring your meals, it also adds essential nutrients to your diet like vitamin C and B6, along with manganese and antioxidants. Plus, growing your own garlic means you won't have to worry about buying it from the store, and you'll get to enjoy that fresh, homegrown taste in your cooking. I remember the first time I grew garlic, my garden was bursting with it. It was such a joy to dig up those bulbs come summer. There's something so satisfying about pulling a garlic bulb out of the earth and knowing you've nurtured it from the very beginning. And here's a little tip. After your garlic is harvested, you can save a few of the largest bulbs to plant for the next season. That way you'll always have a fresh supply. Next up is spinach. If you haven't yet discovered how awesome spinach is for fall planting, you're in for a treat. Spinach is an incredibly hardy, fast-growing green that thrives in cooler temperatures, making it a perfect crop for November. The beauty of spinach is how quickly it matures. It's one of those crops you can start harvesting in just a few weeks. Whether you're looking to enjoy it fresh in salads or sautéed as a side dish, spinach will be there for you. Spinach prefers soil that is rich in organic matter, so be sure to add some compost or well-rotted manure before planting. Choose a sunny or partially shaded spot. Spinach doesn't mind a little shade, especially as the weather cools down. Plant the seeds about ½ inch deep and space them about 2 inches apart. For a continuous harvest, you can sow seeds every few weeks to ensure fresh leaves all season.
Spinach is packed with nutrients, iron, folate, and vitamin K, to name just a few. It's also low in calories and high in fiber, making it an excellent choice for those looking to add more greens to their diet. Plus, it's incredibly versatile. Toss it in smoothies, use it in soups, or eat it fresh in salads. I love how spinach can be grown in batches. Whenever I plant spinach, I always make sure to start a second or third round of seeds as the first batch matures. It's like having a never-ending supply of fresh greens. And here's a quick tip. If you've ever had trouble with spinach bolting, going to seed, try planting it in partial shade during the warmer parts of the year. It helps prevent premature bolting and extends your harvest. Now let's talk about one of the toughest, most nutrient-packed greens you can grow, kale. This is a true cold weather champion that actually gets better after a frost. Kale is full of antioxidants, vitamins A, C, and K, and is a fantastic source of fiber. In November, it's the perfect time to plant kale because the cooler temperatures make it thrive. Kale's flavor actually becomes sweeter as the temperature drops, making it an absolute delight in your garden through winter and into early spring. Kale prefers rich, well-draining soil with plenty of organic matter. Start by planting the seeds about half an inch deep and space them around 12 inches apart to give them room to grow. If you're planting transplants, place them about 12 inches apart as well. Kale loves full sun, but will tolerate partial shade, especially in the cooler months. It's also pretty forgiving when it comes to watering, but don't let the soil dry out too much. Keep it moist and well watered for those sweet, tender leaves. Not only is kale delicious, but it's also one of the healthiest vegetables you can eat. Packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals, it can help boost your immune system and support healthy digestion. It's also fantastic in smoothies, salads, or as a crispy snack when baked. You'll love having kale in your garden all season long. I remember when I first grew kale, I didn't realize just how hardy it could be. I was amazed at how well it held up during the winter months, and when I finally harvested it, the leaves were so tender and flavorful, especially after a light frost. A quick tip from me: if you're harvesting kale through winter, just give it a little rinse to remove any frost and enjoy it in your next meal. Did you know kale is often referred to as a superfood? Its high levels of antioxidants and nutrients make it one of the healthiest plants you can grow in your garden. Plus, you can freeze kale for later use, making it perfect for year-round meals. Next up, we've got lettuce. Now, lettuce is often thought of as a summer crop, but did you know that November is actually the perfect time to plant certain varieties? Lettuce grows quickly, so you'll get a steady supply of fresh greens through the colder months if you start now. It loves cool weather and will continue to thrive in your garden well into the winter, giving you a fresh, crisp addition to your salads when it's most needed. Lettuce prefers a slightly acidic, well-draining soil, so be sure to mix in some compost to give it the best start. Plant the seeds directly in the soil, about a 1/4 inch deep, and space them around 12 inches apart. You can plant lettuce in rows or even in containers if you're tight on space. Lettuce grows best in full sun, but it's also pretty adaptable to partial shade, especially in the cooler months. Just make sure to keep the soil moist, as lettuce doesn't like to dry out. Did you know lettuce is packed with water, making it a hydrating, low-calorie option for any meal? It's an excellent source of vitamin K, and many varieties also provide vitamin A and folate. Plus, it's perfect for adding crunch and freshness to any dish. Whether you're making a salad, adding it to sandwiches, or throwing it into a smoothie, lettuce can be a great go-to green. Lettuce is one of those crops that I love planting because of how quickly it grows. It's like instant gratification for gardeners. The cool weather makes it easier to grow, and the leaves are so fresh, you'll wonder why you ever bought it from the store. I also recommend stagger planting your lettuce every few weeks so that you always have a fresh batch to pick from. It's like having a never-ending salad bar in your own backyard. Lettuce is actually a member of the daisy family, which I found surprising. It's also one of the easiest vegetables to grow and can even be grown indoors if you have a sunny windowsill. Now, let's talk about radishes, one of the fastest growing crops you can plant in November. If you're looking for a quick, easy win in your garden, radishes are your go-to. These little guys can go from seed to harvest in just 3 to 4 weeks, making them perfect for fall planting. Radishes thrive in cool temperatures, and their crisp, peppery flavor adds a great crunch to any dish, from salads to stir-fries. Radishes love loose, well-draining soil, so make sure your soil is light and fluffy. You can plant the seeds directly into the soil about half an inch deep, spacing them around 1 to 2 inches apart. Since radishes grow quickly, it's a good idea to plant them in batches for a continuous harvest. Make sure to water regularly, but don't let the soil get soggy. That'll lead to rot. Radishes are packed with fiber, vitamin C, and antioxidants. They're also low-calorie, making them a great addition to any healthy meal. Not only do they add crunch and a spicy flavor to your dishes, but they also help with digestion and can even support hydration. I've always loved radishes for how fast they grow. The first time I planted them, I couldn't believe how quickly they appeared in my garden. And here's a little secret. Try roasting them. It takes the edge off their peppery flavor, and you'll have a unique side dish that's sure to impress. Did you know that radishes were one of the first crops cultivated by ancient Egyptians? They've been around for thousands of years, and they still hold up as a garden favorite. Mustard greens are another fantastic cold weather crop to plant in November. These leafy greens have a slightly spicy kick, which makes them an exciting addition to salads, soups, and stir-fries. They grow incredibly well in cooler temperatures, and the leaves become even more flavorful once the frost hits. If you love spicy greens, mustard greens are a must-have in your garden. Plant mustard greens in rich, well-draining soil. They prefer full sun, but will tolerate some shade, especially as the temperature drops. Space the seeds about 1 to 2 inches apart and plant them about 1/2 inch deep. Make sure to keep the soil consistently moist for fast, tender leaves. And if you want to extend your harvest, plant in batches every couple of weeks. Mustard greens are packed with vitamins A, C, and K, and they're an excellent source of calcium, iron, and fiber. They're also great for supporting heart health and boosting your immune system. And of course, they add that perfect peppery bite to any dish. I remember my first experience with mustard greens. At first, I wasn't sure about the spicy flavor, but once I sautéed them with garlic and a little olive oil, I was hooked. These greens are perfect for adding a bold, savory element to any meal. Trust me, once you try them, you'll want them in your garden every season. Next, we have carrots. Yes, you can absolutely plant carrots in November. Carrots love the cool soil temperatures, and they'll grow strong, flavorful roots through the winter. While they may take a bit longer to mature than some crops, carrots are totally worth the wait. Plus, there's something so rewarding about pulling those bright orange roots from the soil when they're ready. Carrots need loose, well-draining soil to grow properly, so be sure to prepare your soil by removing any rocks and debris. Plant the seeds about 1/4 inch deep and space them about 1 to 2 inches apart. Carrots like a sunny spot, but they can tolerate a bit of shade, especially as the temperature drops. Keep the soil consistently moist, especially as the seeds start to germinate. Carrots are full of beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A, great for eye health, immune function, and skin. They're also an excellent source of fiber and antioxidants, making them a nutritious and versatile addition to any meal. Carrots are always a highlight in my garden. When I first started growing them, I was amazed at how satisfying it is to see those orange roots pop up. It's a little like a surprise waiting to be uncovered every time. Plus, if you grow them in your garden, you can enjoy them fresh and sweet right from the earth. There's no comparison to store-bought ones. Did you know carrots originally came in a variety of colors, including purple, yellow, and white? The modern orange carrot was developed by Dutch farmers in the 17th century and became popular because of its sweet flavor. Now, let's talk about beets, another fantastic root vegetable to plant in November. Beets are a great addition to your garden, not only for their deep, earthy flavor, but also because they're packed with nutrients like fiber, folate, and potassium. They're perfect for planting in cooler weather and will produce vibrant, colorful roots that are great for roasting, pickling, or even adding to smoothies. Beets prefer well-drained, loose soil that's rich in organic matter. Space the seeds about 1 to 2 inches apart and plant them about 1/2 inch deep. Beets need full sun, but they can tolerate a little shade. Be sure to water consistently, but not excessively. Once the beets start to grow, you can thin them out to give the remaining roots room to develop. Beets are packed with antioxidants and nutrients that support heart health, improve digestion, and help lower blood pressure. The leaves are also edible and full of vitamins, so don't throw them away. They're delicious in salads or sautéed as a side dish. I'll admit, beets weren't my first choice when I started gardening, but once I tasted freshly roasted beets, I was hooked. They're sweet, earthy, and can be roasted with a little olive oil, salt, and pepper for a real treat. And if you haven't tried pickled beets, you're missing out. They add a tangy, flavorful punch to any meal. 9. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are perfect for planting in November. These little cabbage-like veggies actually improve in flavor after a frost, developing a sweeter taste. They're hardy, cold-tolerant, and provide a fantastic harvest in late winter or early spring. Space Brussels sprouts about 18 inches apart in rich, well-drained soil. They love full sun but can handle a little shade. Water regularly to keep the soil moist, and be patient. These take a little longer to mature, but they're worth the wait. Brussels sprouts are packed with vitamins C, K, and A. They're great for digestion, heart health, and boosting the immune system. I love the taste of freshly roasted Brussels sprouts, especially when they're caramelized with olive oil and garlic. It's like getting a completely different veggie flavor compared to store-bought. Did you know Brussels sprouts are a cousin of cabbage, kale, and broccoli? They all belong to the Brassica family. 10. Onions. Onions are another fall favorite that will reward you with a bountiful harvest. Whether you plant onion sets or seeds, they thrive when planted in the cooler months, giving you a solid head start for next spring. Onions prefer well-drained, fertile soil. If you're using sets, plant them about an inch deep, spaced about 4 inches apart. If starting from seed, plant them in rows, about a 1/4 inch deep. Onions are a powerhouse for flavor and health, packed with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. They're great for boosting heart health and lowering blood sugar. I plant onions every fall. They're such a reliable crop, and I love having fresh onions available for all my cooking. A quick tip: plant them in a sunny spot to get those big, juicy bulbs. Onions were one of the first vegetables to be cultivated in ancient Egypt, proof of their long-lasting appeal. 11. Broccoli. Broccoli is another cool season crop that thrives in November. It's nutrient-dense, packed with vitamin C, and great for boosting immunity during the colder months. Plant your broccoli in well-draining, fertile soil with plenty of compost. Space them about 12 to 18 inches apart and make sure they get plenty of sun. Broccoli is full of vitamins K, folate, and fiber, making it an excellent choice for overall health and digestive support. Broccoli is a staple in my garden. I love how quickly it grows and how satisfying it is to eat something fresh that you grew yourself. It's also great in stir-fries, soups, and salads. Broccoli is part of the Brassica family, which also includes kale, cabbage, and cauliflower, all of which are cold-hardy crops. Cauliflower is another great vegetable to grow in the cool weather. It loves the chill and can be harvested throughout winter or early spring, depending on when you plant it. Cauliflower requires rich, moist soil. Planted in full sun, spacing each plant 18 to 24 inches apart. Keep it well watered to ensure it develops those large, solid heads. Cauliflower is low in calories, but high in fiber, vitamin C and K, and antioxidants. It's also incredibly versatile, great for roasting, steaming, or even using as a low-carb rice substitute. Did you know cauliflower can come in several colors, including purple, orange, and green? The variety of colors provides different nutrient profiles, but they all taste just as delicious. 13. Cabbage. Cabbage is another cold-hardy crop that does wonderfully in November. It's a true garden staple, providing heads of crunchy, nutritious leaves that can be used in everything from salads to soups. Cabbage prefers rich, moist, well-draining soil. Planted in full sun, spacing each plant about 12 to 18 inches apart. Water regularly, but avoid soggy soil to prevent root rot. Packed with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants, cabbage supports immune health, digestion, and overall wellness. Cabbage is one of those crops that's just so satisfying to harvest. I love making homemade coleslaw and cabbage rolls with it. Plus, it stores well in the fridge for weeks, so it's perfect for long-term meals. Cabbage has been cultivated for over 4,000 years, and there are hundreds of varieties, from green to purple, each with slightly different flavors. 14. Chard. Chard is a colorful, nutrient-packed green that loves the cool fall weather. With vibrant red, yellow, or white stems, chard adds not only flavor, but also beauty to your garden. Chard grows best in rich, moist, well-drained soil. Space the seeds about 1 to 2 inches apart and keep the soil moist to encourage healthy leaf growth. You can even harvest the outer leaves while the inner ones continue to grow for a longer season. Chard is rich in vitamins A, K, and C, along with fiber and minerals like magnesium and potassium. It's great for heart health and maintaining strong bones. Chard is one of the few vegetables that can be eaten raw or cooked without losing its nutrient content, so it's perfect for any dish. 15. Parsnips. Parsnips are a fantastic fall and winter crop. These root vegetables have a nutty, sweet flavor that only improves after a frost, making them ideal for November planting. Parsnips need deep, loose soil to grow long, straight roots. Space the seeds about 2 inches apart and plant them around 1 inch deep. They're slow to germinate, so be patient. Once they sprout, they'll grow quickly. Parsnips are high in fiber, potassium, and vitamin C. They're great for digestive health and maintaining healthy blood pressure. Parsnips were a staple food in Europe before the introduction of the potato. They've been around for centuries, and for good reason. They're delicious and nutritious. 16. Turnips. Turnips are another cold weather hero. These roots grow quickly and can be harvested in just a couple of months, making them perfect for November planting. Not only are they easy to grow, but they also offer a delicious, slightly peppery flavor that's perfect for soups, stews, and roasts. Turnips thrive in well-drained soil, and they prefer a slightly acidic pH. Plant the seeds about 1 inch deep and space them about 2 to 4 inches apart. They grow best in full sun, but can tolerate partial shade. Keep the soil consistently moist to ensure tender roots. Turnips are high in fiber, vitamin C, and antioxidants. They're also low in calories, making them a great option for healthy, hearty meals that won't weigh you down. I love adding turnips to my winter stews. They absorb all the rich flavors and make the dish feel even heartier. Plus, don't forget about the turnip greens. They're just as nutritious as the root. 17. Peas. Peas are often associated with spring planting, but if your winters are mild, you can plant peas in November as well. These hardy little plants will give you an early jump on your spring harvest, as they can survive light frost and keep growing in the cool weather. Peas need well-draining soil and a sunny spot to grow. Plant the seeds about 1 to 2 inches deep, spacing them 2 inches apart. Since peas like to climb, be sure to provide a trellis or support for them to grow upwards. Peas are a great source of plant-based protein, fiber, and vitamins A, C, and K. They're also rich in antioxidants, helping to boost your immune system during the colder months. I've had great success with peas in late fall. It's always a treat to have fresh peas early in the season, and they're perfect for adding to soups or eating straight from the pod. Just be sure to pick them early. Too long in the garden, and they'll get tough and starchy. Fun fact, peas have been around for thousands of years, and they were one of the first crops to be cultivated by humans. 18. Fava beans. Fava beans are a cold-loving legume that thrives when planted in November. Not only are they hardy and easy to grow, but they also enrich the soil by fixing nitrogen, making them a great choice for crop rotation. Plant fava beans in rich, well-draining soil. Space the seeds about 4 to 6 inches apart and plant them about 1 to 2 inches deep. They do well in full sun or partial shade, and they'll start to sprout even when temperatures drop a bit. Fava beans are a fantastic source of protein, fiber, and iron. They also contain high levels of folate, making them great for overall health, and they're excellent for soil health as well, due to their nitrogen-fixing properties. Fun fact, fava beans have been cultivated for over 6,000 years and were a major food source in ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. 19. Scallions. Scallions, or green onions, are perfect for November planting because they grow quickly and can handle the chill. You can harvest them just a few weeks after planting, and they'll provide a fresh, mild onion flavor for all your dishes. Plant scallions in loose, well-drained soil and space them about 1 to 2 inches apart. They prefer full sun, but can handle a little shade. Keep the soil moist, and you'll see those green tops popping up in no time. Scallions are low in calories, but high in vitamins A, C, and K. They also provide a mild onion flavor without being overpowering, making them perfect for garnishes, salads, and stir-fries. Scallions are one of my favorite crops to plant because they're so easy to grow and fast to harvest. You can even regrow them by placing the roots in water. I always have a few growing on my windowsill during the winter months. Fun fact, did you know scallions are actually just immature onions? They're harvested before the bulbs fully develop, which is why they have that milder flavor. 20. Swiss chard. Last but certainly not least is Swiss chard. This colorful, hardy green thrives in the cool weather and is a nutritional powerhouse. With its bright stems and vibrant leaves, it's a great addition to any garden, especially in November. Plant Swiss chard in well-drained soil, spaced about 6 to 12 inches apart. Chard can tolerate some shade, but grows best with a few hours of sunlight each day. Keep the soil moist to encourage continuous growth. Swiss chard is high in vitamins A, C, and K, and it's an excellent source of magnesium, potassium, and iron. It's great for supporting bone health, heart health, and maintaining healthy blood pressure. Fun fact, Swiss chard is actually related to beets and spinach, but unlike spinach, it's much more heat tolerant and can survive through a wider range of temperatures. So, there you have it, 20 productive crops you can still plant in November. From the versatile garlic and spinach to the hardy Brussels sprouts and nutrient-packed Swiss chard, these crops are perfect for boosting your garden through the colder months. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, these plants will give you a great head start for next season. Don't let November pass by without taking advantage of this planting window. Before we wrap up, here's a bonus tip for you. If you live in a place with harsh winters, consider using row covers or cloches to protect your plants. This simple trick will give your crops an extra layer of warmth and protection from the cold, allowing them to grow strong and healthy throughout the winter. It's one of the easiest ways to extend your growing season, and I swear by it. Now, I want to hear from you. What crops are you planting this November? Or maybe you've already got some of these in your garden. Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my future gardening tips and tricks. I'm always sharing new ways to keep your garden growing strong year-round. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this video has inspired you to get out there and plant something new this November. Remember, no matter how big or small your garden is, every little bit of effort counts. Happy planting, and I'll see you in the next video.